And Zanne is our first speaker. She's going to explain how we are using Twitter as a form of activism. Zanne Dalio is a WDI volunteer since 2022, and she has been the Twitter on our WDI account since last year. When she's not tweeting, she practices Zen, which I guess is a very much needed activism also these days.
Okay, so yes, I've been doing Twitter. It's or X, I'm still calling it Twitter. It's a very interesting space. And I wanted to talk about really from why we use it and how we use it, or rather why I use it and how I use it for WDI. I see it primarily as a tool for, by and large, for educating, informing, for community building, and also for amplifying our followers and our message and our collective message. So this is a slide I have posted on it's pasted to our account. And it doesn't show it yet. It doesn't show it, but we're at 12,900 followers. So it keeps increasing little by little, day by day, week by week, which is really exciting. And here you can see the articles. I'm not going to explain. I have quite a few slides. I'm not going to talk each one of them because I think they're easier to understand if you just read them yourselves. So let me start with one of the campaigns that many of you are familiar with. So we come up with campaigns now and then, and this one was created by Amy Mangano, who creates these posters. Why did you sign the declaration? And we've had over 50 women and men contribute. So if you want to contribute, let us know, and we will put your testimony, statement, and or picture up there to contribute. We also advertise. We have merchandise, as Amparo said, our book. I post that regularly. Sometimes I post the other things we have for sale, t-shirts and mugs and whatnot, but usually not so much. And this was a campaign that kind of came, most of the campaigns I do come about. And what I mean is I'm in Twitter and I see what's going on. And then I try to bring it back to the declaration, because we're trying to always tell people about the declaration and get signatories. And so I went through, as I was tweeting, I saw opportunities to tweet about each article, not all of them, but almost all of them. And I also noticed that when I put some kind of commentary on it, what I think is more personalizing it, in the sense that it's coming from somebody, a person, not some automated idea or just retweeting, I get more responses. I get more what they call engagement. So this was Article 1. This was a tweet on Article 3. This also was amplifying and communicating one of our other speakers, Mary Lou Singleton. We have a video of her that will be presenting sometime soon. And that was also a WDI USA event. And this one I found really funny, great. This Article 4, freedom of speech and expression, there was a woman who just had a rant in her automobile about hear me out, hear me out. She basically wanted to say, look, I'm kind of a tomboy. This is the way I look, stop putting it all in all of these weird categories. It was a great little video. I thought was wonderful to demonstrate Article 4. Article 6, political participation. Kara had and put this post up there, and sometimes I get a little snarky, and I try to not be too snarky. choosing my words, trying to choose my words intelligently. And so I just reposted this about a particular American organization that is kind of feminist. Trans woman was trending, and most of the time when it's trending on our Twitter feed, it's not like we're trans women are wonderful. And so I took opportunity to then just put it into the context of the Save Women's Sports hashtag that we're often repeating, often tweeting. Article 8, this was piggybacking on on a campaign at the end of November, the beginning of December, the Violence Against Women Day, and a campaign, I think spearheaded by Sex Matters. And they had a whole campaign that they asked us to just participate in. And so we did that. There were tags that they had set up for us, and I took those and then connected it with our Article 8. And then Article 9, this one got a lot of views and actually quite a lot of retweets and things. I don't know why some of them, I'm not a social media expert. I don't know why some of them get a lot of engagement. And in the meantime, this infographic is sort of outdated. I think they have another euphemism for, the indoctrination of young children. I think it might have been my little point that I made was I wrote, this infographic is effectively a crime against humanity, and lots of people responded to that. That really provoked responses. And then this one was, again, a part of the campaign from Sex Matters at the end of November and December, and trying to put, other, just messaging constantly. Oops, where's my notes? Uh-oh, hold on. Sorry. My notes went blank. And here's another one. I don't get very many replies at all. I usually get retweets and just likes. And this woman said 500 years. I thought that was kind of cute. I like, yeah, it's actually probably been longer, but yeah, it's been 500 years. Okay, and then we have a lot of really great followers that post wonderful things, and Linda Blade is one of them, and I like to amplify their voices. Some of the women I retweet are retweeting men's tweets. I've decided to not tweet any men directly, retweet men directly. I will, though, retweet women who are retweeting them. We are a women's organization run by women, for women, and appreciating the men. But as I'm noticing, more and more of them are coming on board and being vocal, and yeah, we don't need to amplify them any more than they already are amplified just by being men. I also like to make sure that we give a voice to our international, linguistically international collaborators, and Rona, she's been on many times and says some great stuff. She's doing great work. She's in Germany. It's always a little dicey with the translations. My Spanish isn't really good, but I usually pull it off using, of course, Google Translate, Italian, whatever ones I can translate intelligibly, I will, just to make it known that we are an international organization, and that we're not sort of in a linguistic ghetto of just English speaking tweets. And this was a campaign that I put together, again, on the spot. Again, because there's so many women saying great stuff, I decided to just highlight some of them. And I said, for each of them, about 6 women, many of the women we follow use their voice, intelligence, and outrage to counter attacks on the facts, our collective and individual personhood, our rights, and those of children. We thank you all. And here's one such woman. Marina from Italy. I think I also did Dr. Vierling once too, and some other women. Here's Laura. I retweeted her profile. Sometimes I retweeted that person, the woman's a post, a really interesting post. And I also like to retweet organizations. So amplifying women's voices, our followers' voices, but also organizations, because there's some really wonderful, wonderful, effective organizations on Twitter that that need to be known. And that's the point of retweeting those. Some of them also have events, but they're just also doing such great work. Okay, so I tend to not want to get into the sensationalization, the sort of shock factor things that go on in Twitter X. So I'll do that rarely, but sometimes it shocks me so much that sometimes I don't want to retweet it because it is so, for me, horrifying personally. But I do it occasionally, and this was one of them. A Genevieve Gluck posted, and she also put a real excellent, really clear context around this person's this person who, I don't know what to say about what he looks like anyway. And I personalized it myself because it was jaw-dropping to me as soon as I saw the photo. This was another one. Amparo told us about this at an activist meeting, and I think she runs the Spain Twitter, and it was like this guy, it was just so incredible, you know, the self-ID laws in Spain allowed this guy, and there was a whole story that went on after this, and I didn't follow it. One of the things I can't do is get deep into anything, but I just thought, oh, you know, come on, this guy thinks he's a woman, and yeah, whatever, you know, it's like no joke. And this one just came up recently. I thought this was this heading, and Redux has so many of these. A trans-identified male in Michigan is suing his ex-partner for the return of his preserved testicles, which he had kept in their shared fridge following his genital surgery. Brianna Kingsley, who identifies as a Muslim woman, is demanding $6,500 for the loss of D's nuts. I don't watch the videos usually. That's all I need, really, just to say is how more ridiculous can any of this get? I'm just really, you know, gobsmacked. I don't know what to say or to think about this kind of stuff. And that's why I don't tweet it very much, because it feels like, you know, one of those magazines that, you know, just is all about just shocking people and making you go, oh my gosh, just to sell, you know, newspapers, whatever those are called. So yeah. Oops, go here. Oops. And then I like to do, so there's really some fun things, some fun, cute things that aren't offensive, that aren't, you know, outrageous. And this was a calendar that Kelly J put together. And I thought that was cute. A calendar of he's a man. And then this one I thought was funny too. I don't know how many other people got it. Because you have to be old enough to have lived through cassette tapes and to understand that if the tape all falls out, it's a physical thing. I'll probably was talking to the choir because I think a lot of us are old enough to remember cassette tapes. If the tape unreels, like your brain just spills out all over, all over. You've got to put a pencil in to rewind it and hope that it works again. And I think the metaphor is pretty clear. It's like, people's brains just are sort of falling out. And if you put them back in, will these people actually be functional? That's how I interpret it anyway. I thought it was funny. And then finally, this one came from some Australia. I forgot exactly who I liked it. So that's my presentation.